We have Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, who's got his eyes on Greenland. Don't know why I said it like that. He's got his eyes on conquering Greenland. For some reason, I keep saying Greenland funny. I keep saying Greenland like he would say Greenland. Anyway, Trump's jumped in to this little saga. So Donald Trump bought at least $1 million in Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery bonds following their deal announcement, because there was actually people, not sure exactly who it was, but there were people sort of lobbying for, I'm talking about people within the film industry, within Hollywood, lobbying for Trump to step in and interfere with the deal, because Hollywood is very scared about this deal. There's a lot of concern about this deal. You know, like it was saying, going against anti-trust laws and the just total monopolization of it all. I mean, I really don't agree with it in many ways. I mean, I think it's just it's allowing such a tearing down of creativity and culture, really. So I understand a lot of the reactions against it. You know, we've got these huge, gigantic corporations like Netflix, like Disney, these multi-billion international corporations that are just, you know, flexing their muscles and buying up all of their potential challengers, like they're the fucking like they're the fucking galactic empire, or like they're fucking Thanos. You know, Disney's like Thanos, bro. They're just Disney are buying up studios like Thanos, collecting the fucking Infinity Stones, and there's not a lot of competitors. Not that you could even really compete against Disney realistically at this point anyway, just due to the market power they now have. But, you know, there's not a lot of independent studios, major independent studios anymore. There's only a couple legacy studios left at this point, you know. So President Trump bought at least $500,000 worth of bonds in both Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery within the 2 weeks following the two companies' deal, under which Netflix is to acquire WB's studios and streaming businesses, according to a financial disclosure form released Friday by the White House. Trump bought between $250,000 and $1 and $500,000 of Netflix debt securities on two separate dates, December 12th and December 16th. He also bought the same range of bonds for Discovery Communications on those same dates. The Trump financial disclosure covered transactions spanning mid-November to late December. On December 5th, Netflix and WBD announced a deal with an $82.7 billion enterprise deal. Under those terms, the streaming giant would acquire WB's studios, HBO and HBO Max and its games group, but not any of WBD's TV networks, which would be spun off into a new entity. Discovery Global to Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders in Q3 of 2026. The financial disclosures for Trump, released through the US Office of Government Ethics, show that most of his acquisitions were municipal bonds from cities, local school districts, utilities and hospitals. He also bought bonds from other corporations including SiriusXM, Boeing, GM, Macy's, Occidental Petroleum and Whirlpool. In December, Trump met with Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos at the White House to discuss the Warner Brothers Discovery deal. Trump, speaking last month with reporters on the red carpet of the Kennedy Center honors in Washington, D.C., said Netflix's deal to acquire Warner Brothers Studios and streaming businesses will require a review, and said, "I'll be involved in that decision." He also said the market share of a combined Netflix with WB and HBO Max could be a problem. So is he stepping in to cut the deal off? Or is he going to alter it in a way that he considers beneficial? Is he going to alter the deal? And we'll have to pray that he doesn't alter it any further. Sorry, that was a really, really shitly delivered Empire reference. Last month, Trump said that as part of any deal for HBD, CNN should be sold as part of an overall sale or sold separately. Well, Trump hates CNN anyway, doesn't he? So that's probably why. I think CNN should be sold because I think the people that are running CNN right now are either corrupt or incompetent. That sounds about right. Trump said he didn't want the current CNN management to be rewarded by being allowed to continue running the network with money from a deal. That's true, that's what would happen. That is what would happen. So, is Trump going to step in, interfere with this, with the Netflix Warner Brothers deal in any way, in any shape or form? Potentially some level of interference, if you can call it interference, could take place. But from a lot of what I've read, it seems to be a done deal. It's just we're now in the process of things getting finalised, so there could be some back and forth in a few areas, and there's still a few major grey areas, you know, like all those Warner Brothers movies that are in development in some capacity. You know, there's a bunch of, like, the Batman Part 2, Clayface, Supergirl. Those are nearly done. Those movies are nearly done. And I think somebody like James Gunn, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know the fucking guy, but I think someone like James Gunn is gonna want the movies in his universe, the universe he's in charge in. I think he's gonna want to have full theatrical runs. I definitely think Matt Reeves is. I don't think Matt Reeves is gonna let the Batman Part 2 have a theatrical run of 17 days. He wants the full 6 weeks, 7 weeks, whatever it is. He wants the full theatrical run. I just don't see Matt Reeves allowing his sequel, which is the middle movie in a trilogy, and the sequel to a $1 billion movie. run for 17 days. I just don't see that. And I think James Gunn's in a similar boat. You know, there's a lot you can say about James Gunn on the negative side, but I don't know. Maybe James Gunn is a complete sellout, which he could be. I wouldn't be too surprised, frankly, if James Gunn is a complete sellout, but I don't think James Gunn is going to want his already struggling, collapsing DC universe. He's going to want the movies, the entries in the universe to not have full theatrical runs, go for less than 3 weeks. Netflix's proposed plan when it comes to theatrical runs, it's 17 days. That's not even 3 weeks. It's not even 3 weeks. That's like 2.5 weeks or whatever. That's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's crazy that we're living in a time where you can actually get away with proposing 17-day theatrical runs, and then straight to Netflix, boy, straight to Netflix, straight to Disney Plus. Oh yeah, straight to Netflix, straight to Disney Plus. Let's get it going. It's fucking Orwellian, is what it is, in my opinion. It definitely is for people who love movies, and I am one of them. It is definitely Orwellian, and it is fucking bleak as well. I'll say that. It is Orwellian and it is bleak. 2.5 weeks on the cinema, and then it's gone, and then it's on Netflix, motherfucker. It's on Disney Plus, motherfucker. Yeah. I think tragic. I think tragic. That's what I think. I think it's tragic and Orwellian that we've gotten to this point, but that's 2026 for you. So yeah, that's gonna cover it for today. So yeah, see you later.